Hello everyone, welcome to the another video of Module 2. Here we'll be discussing about BIOS. In the previous lecture, we just know what the BIOS is. Here we are talking about BIOS. Within the about BIOS, if I go, then the first option that we are discussing, functionality of BIOS. What are the functions BIOS consists for, right? The first functionalities of the BIOS is post. What do you mean by the post? Post means power on self-test that we have discussed. It is the one which is representing the beep indication. Although you might be having a laptop, over the laptop you are having the two or three LED lights. One is constantly blinking and one is still, right? So the steady and the blinking one represent your hardwares are perfectly fine and the processing is happening, right? If anything happens, we are going to have the beep indication for that. It is usually used for checking all the hardware functionalities, including your CPU, fan, and all. Then we have Bootstrap Loader. What do you mean by Bootstrap Loader? The meaning of Bootstrap Loader is very simple, is that to locate the operating system over the hard disk or within your machine, where my operating system is. Then we have Bootstrap Driver. The Bootstrap driver is the one which says what are the drivers involved. Drivers means which is the one responsible for turning on the hardware features and all, also the functionalities of your machine that you have installed to turn on that. So the meaning of Bootstrap is very simple, is to make it ready for use. That is what the Bootstrap represents. Then we have CMOS. CMOS is a kind of the chip which hold the BIOS and also responsible for providing you the update date and time, right? It is the one which saves the information of BIOS, which saves the information of everything. Then we have boot device selection. The boot device selection means if you are changing your device, by default your all the process will carry over via hard disk. But in some cases you want to change it. You want to change it from DVD, you want to change it to flash drive, you want to change it from pen drive, you can do it. So there it will get activated on which selection we are working on, right? So these are the few functionalities of the BIOS. One of the most important statement that we encountered with is a CMOS. What is CMOS? CMOS stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor, which is represented as a IC chip. The IC chip is the one which holds the many components, including processor, batteries, digital cameras, image sensors, and all. Right. In computer architecture, CMOS chip is used to store the critical data used by operating system during the booting process, and it is a non-volatile memory. So in the whole section, whatever we have discussed part by part, so the thing is, you might having the question where my BIOS is getting stored. In the further lectures, in the previous lecture, I have said you are going to find the BIOS over the motherboard, but where on motherboard? Over the CMOS chip. Here you are going to have your BIOS functionalities, your BIOS, and where it is on the CMOS chip, and it is powered by what? It is powered by what? It is powered by a CMOS battery. What is CMOS battery? CMOS battery and the BIOS work together. It is the one which is responsible for providing you the exact date and time. You shut down your PC and power on your PC after 2 months, after 1 year, you are going to have the updated date and time. How? Why this CMOS only? Right? It is also the non-volatile NVRAM or a CMOS RAM that we say. Even though it is going to store the data when the computer is switched off, that doesn't matter. It never loses the data. Why? Because it is a non-volatile memory. And what are the non-volatile memory? Which holds the data Even the power supply is no more. This is what we say. And you all have encountered with this set of the battery. This is the one battery which is called as CMOS battery, responsible for providing the complete power supply to your CMOS chip, to the BIOS, even it is turned off. This is the one we say, right? Which helps in the booting process. It helps to sync the data, as I have stated earlier. This is the one we say about the CMOS battery, guys. Okay. So in the whole segment, as I said, what we have explained, booting process. So what do you understand by the booting process? What does it mean, right? We call it booting process, or you call role of BIOS during a startup. Whatever you want to state, you can. The first thing that happens during the role of BIOS during the startup, right, is that post. As we have seen, the first thing that will happen, that you press the power button, and once you press the power button, you are going to have the post, power on self test. We are discussing about post since our starting of this lecture. It will check all your hardware functionalities. It is working perfectly fine or not. If it is working perfectly fine, it's good. Else, it is going to give you the beep indication. One beep, two beeps, three beeps, and every beep is having its own purpose and own meaning. That is what we say. After the post is done, what will happen? The hardware initialization will happen. Over the hardware initialization, we will initialize. Okay, is the hardware that we have is connected within the perfect connection or not? They all are syncing with each other or not? All the clock, all the timing zones are completely with each other or not? Is I'm having any kind of a pen drive connected with me, I'm having any wireless mouse connected with me, if I'm having the power adapter connected with me, so they all are connected properly or not? Aren't they creating any kind of the problem, or they have the things, right? Once it initialize every set of the one, yes, they all the things are connected with me, they all the things are proper with me, then it will select the boot device. In the boot device selection, it will select your CD, DVD, hard disk, whatsoever that. And once the boot device is selected, it will initiate the bootloader. Within the DVD, go and turn it on. Within the DVD, find and do the process. Right. After having all these processes, yes, I located, I have seen, you are going to have the handling over control, where you get the option to enter the username and password over your machine. This is how we say. So these are the 5 steps involved in turning on your operating system. So whenever you press the power button, these are the 5 function works in the background. Works in the background. You press the power button, you get your manufacturing logo in front of your screen. So what they are doing in the background, these are the activity they are working in the background. This is what it is going on, right? This is the one. And this is not only for the Windows, this is for every operating system, whatever it's a Linux, it is a Mac, it is a Windows, whatsoever we have. This is what it involves, right? Within this whole process, one more thing you all need to know is that your boot menu. Your boot menu. What do we understand by the boot menu? The boot menu is the very easy to understand, is that a list of the options from where we can select our booting device. List of options, right? We have just seen during the bootloader, boot device selection. Okay, select your boot device. What does it mean? What do you mean by the boot device? The device which holds the file of operating system, right? Or we say a bootable media. We will discuss it. So from where we are selecting our booting device, it gives us lots of the option. We are simply talking to our machine and letting our machine to know, hey, look, from here you have to start your booting process. These are the device which is involved in booting process. This is what we say. By default, it selects hard disk. The boot menu by default selects the hard disk for its process. And for accessing the boot menu, every manufacturers are having their respective shortcut or a hotkeys we say. How it's look like? Once you access, you're going to have the representation like this one. Boot menu from where you can select your device. I want to boot it from network. I'll boot it from network and all. And here are the few keys involved for Acer, Dell, HP, and Lenovo. Right. Apart from all those things, there are the multiple keys for every specific manufacturer and belonging to the multiple segment as well. This is what the boot menu is. Similarly, if I talk about what the boot device is, so the boot device is very easy to understand. We call it bootable media or a boot device is the one which holds the file of operating system, right? It contains a bootloader and the necessary files to start the system. That means bootable media. It can be your CD, DVD, pen drive, SSD, SSD, whatsoever. So when any device consists the file of operating system, when any device consists the statement of operating system, we call it as a bootable media, which help our machine to power on, which help the user to do the function, which helps the user to install the operating system on some another machine. That device is called as bootable media. So these are the one. So during the boot device selection, during the bootloader, these are the device involved, and this kind of the device got selected over here. This is what the bootable media is, and this is all about BIOS. Stay tuned, guys. In the upcoming lectures, we are going to talk more about BIOS. Thank you so much, everyone.